back to a new episode of Wise Guys Barbecue Podcast, where anything goes if it can go on a grill and more. I'm Tommy the Butcher, sitting in for the left side man, Big Charlie Baldwin. Sitting to my right, the Don of Wise Guys Barbecue, Vin Porcaro. And to my left, the man of the hour, the man in the spotlight, back once again here on Wise Guys Barbecue, Bob Bauman of Big Bobby's Q. He is a team member here at Wise Guys Barbecue. Yeah. He's also a champion competition pitmaster here in New England. And, you know, Bobby, as of late, you've been knocking it out with these events. Catering for fairs and festivals here in the Northeast, setting up your tents, your spot. And lately, you actually did a wedding, which I happen to
All right,
was honored.
Slow down. First of all, you're very much animated and theatrical tonight. I love it. But, you know, Bob, where the hell have you been? I mean, like you owe me money or something. I haven't been able to find you. I started calling people in the neighborhood. Where's Bob? I need to talk to Bob. I mean,
did you
what's
send up
going on?
smoke signals?
Yeah, almost.
Did you,
I was getting ready.
Did you put a brisket on and send up smoke signals? I would have shown up.
That would have been a good idea. Jesus, did you ignite, I guess, huh? In the last 2 months? You've been so busy.
Yes. So really it has. It's gotten a little crazy.
Yeah.
A little crazy. But,
God
you know,
bless.
you got to pound the pavement to make the money.
Yep. That's
And
it. You gotta make hay in the sunshine, my friend.
You got to make hay when the sun shines.
And you've been doing that.
So, yep. So it's basically now we're pretty much cooking 2, 3, 4 times a week.
Unbelievable. And you say cooking, you mean that's selling, right? That's showing up somewhere and actually selling your goods.
Yeah.
So you're cooking before that too. So you're probably cooking all week.
Oh yeah.
Basically, right?
Basically, yeah.
Because you're cooking and then you're going, you're setting up, selling, cooking for the next one, and you just keep going.
Yeah.
Unreal. Is everything a one night stop for you, or is anything like a weekend gig? How does that work?
So we did one that was a multiple day event. Was Foster Old Home Days.
Okay.
And that was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I have another multi-day. It's not an event, but I'm going to be there multiple days.
Yeah.
And it's at the Barden Family Orchard.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be there for Columbus Day weekend.
Oh, that's cool.
Which coincides with the Situate Art Festival.
Oh, wow.
So, which is right up the street.
Are you cooking at both?
No.
All right.
No,
right.
I really, I stay away from the Situate Art Festival. It's just a madhouse.
Yeah.
But
I can attest to that, living in Situate.
Right.
Yeah, the town's population probably quadruples, to say the least.
Right.
Just for that event.
Right.
3-day event every Columbus Day weekend.
Columbus Day weekend. And, but we're going to be at the Barden Orchard.
Okay. Now, what do? They have a fair going on there too?
No, they just all, you know, people picking pumpkins, picking apples.
Right.
It's kind of like, you know, it's really the end of the fall season for apples.
Right.
But, you know, it's a big time. They really get a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
Other things coming up. I was invited to Pezza Farm.
Oh, yeah.
Pezza Farm
Yeah.
is doing a fall festival type of thing.
Route 7, right? They're in has a farm that's Route 7, Tommy, right? Heading to Smithfield, Old Orchard Boulevard.
Route 7 in Smithfield.
No. It's is that Johnston?
Oh, Pezza Farm in Johnson, yes.
Yeah, Pezza Farm in Johnson.
Okay,
That's
in Johnson.
off of Plainfield Pike,
Yes.
I believe.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, good.
So tell me, what's it like transitioning from a competition barbecue weekend event to an actual catered barbecue event? How do you switch gears?
How did I get from there to
Well,
here?
that's exactly. So
how
if
did you get from there to here?
Okay,
from there
so,
to here?
So if you remember when we started this a year ago, I mean, there was a big rub, right? You know, retail space did not agree with all the work and money that went into a competition pitmaster, and competition pitmasters were like, they're bogus. They just want to make a buck. They say award winning and they're not, you know? So like now you kind of cross those lines, right? You are award winning because you won awards.
Absolutely.
And now you're selling your wares, right? Because you got to make a buck. I mean, are you finding any?
Well, the transition really happened as a necessity to competition barbecue. So
Okay.
as I was doing competitions,
Yeah.
and as we talked about, competitions are expensive.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Are
Well, there's-
expensive,
and not
there's
really much of a payoff.
And there's no
payoff.
really
They're upside down.
return
Yeah,
on your
yes,
investment
They're
to do
upside down.
competition. All right.
Yep.
So it's more personal satisfaction, but then you can turn that into a marketing aspect.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So it was last year, I think I started doing small, like selling to friends and family and some people, word of mouth, catering small things like, I catered a couple of your events and things like that. So that's how that was to supplement and to pay for the competitions.
Competitions you're in, sure.
Right. And then we had some personal things happen late winter, early spring. And it was kind of like a kick in the pants.
Yeah.
Listen, what are you going to do now?
Right.
All right, well,
You drew upon your expertise.
floor it. Let's put it to
There you go.
let's floor it and see how it goes and
Do what you do best.
And now it's calls, where you're going to be. So I have the food truck, which is it's really a pop-up.
Right,
I just use my trailer as a transport of stuff.
Right, because you don't actually have to cook on site. You're prepping all your barbecue.
Barbecue's all cooked ahead of time.
Sure, absolutely. Right.
Right.
You're just holding temps. And
You're holding
serving.
temps and that's it, and then serving.
Yep.
So we started a little gig, and it was outside of Chepachet, and it was nice. I mean, it helps to have family that are willing to help you out.
Sure. It's a must.
And but then we kind of said, okay, we from there we got invited to the Chepachet fireworks, and we were there for that event,
Right.
which included the famous Ancients and Horribles Chepachet parade,
Which I attended after.
and you didn't find me.
Yeah,
You heard-
well, I was with the family. My little grandson who was only like weeks old, basically, and we weren't able to make it over. But I had every intention of getting over there.
Yeah.
But family kind of kept me
so
from
we're
that.
there, and and then people just kept reaching out as like, where are you going to be next? Where are you going to be next? Where are you going to be next? And and then we did.
Well, that's typical, right? Community builds your fame, right? You do something and you say, hey, and then you're successful,
right?
And then next thing you know is, like you said, you're the barbecue guy.
Right.
We need you right now. You're sought after rather than knocking doors.
And when that word of mouth starts and that keeps rolling,
Yeah.
that's it's like a firestorm.
Yeah.
Getting you
so
going.
I mean, I get a lot of messages during the week. When's your next thing? When you coming up? Where are you going to be? Unfortunately, I was supposed to be at an event, or not an event, but I was supposed to be at a location this Thursday.
Right.
But because of the weather, I said, it's really not worth it, because there's a minimum that you need to sell to make it worth your
of course.
worth your while.
Of course.
And if you see that the weather is not going to be cooperative,
you're in trouble.
you're like, well, is it really worth to me to put all this meat on the smoker and then try to sell it?
Yeah.
So
So now, are you done with this for the year with competitions?
I haven't scheduled any more.
Okay.
There's one that I'm thinking of, but we're probably done.
We're probably done. Okay. All right. So let's talk about that a little bit, right? From the pit to the party, right?
Yeah.
What
Well said.
There you go.
I like
right?
that.
Yeah, I love Chat GPT. Yeah.
Good one.
Like what's different in preparing and cooking for a competition or a party? Like, obviously, maybe the timing's a little bit different. Obviously, the volume is different, right?
Volume is different.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Volume is different.
Yeah.
But your timelines are pretty much set. Like all my timelines.
Yep.
How long things should cook for and things like
Right.
that. I've transferred over from competition cooking.
Okay, but I'm talking about with competition cooking. Like you start on a Tuesday, you start defrosting meats, trimming meats, getting things ready for your contest, right?
Right.
You might not be doing that so much in a retail sale now because you might not, like you said, volume's different. You might be going closer to market to buy your stuff, and there's really no reason to prep as much as that. Or am I wrong?
Yeah, prep isn't as essential, I should say.
Yeah.
But there's just more of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, not only as a owner of a company,
Yep.
you're selling meats, but you're selling other things to go with the meats.
Sure.
So I mean, yes, we do ribs, brisket, pulled pork, but
All the sides.
now you got to do mac and cheese. Now you got to do coleslaw. Now you got to do,
Your egg rolls. You got to do your egg rolls.
You got to do egg rolls. We got to do the Mexican street corn salad. There's all this other stuff that involves prep.
Sure.
How do you find that dealing? So now you're actually emphasizing quantity as well as quality, of course.
Right.
But in a competition, you really have to be focused in on that intricate quality and presentation, where I'm assuming when you're doing an event with a lot of people and you've got much more things you're producing.
Well, you got to remember. So everybody's a judge.
Yeah.
Whether you're being judged on a professional scale or you're being judged on a customer base scale.
Yep.
Okay. So on a professional competition scale, they're only taking one bite. There's where you're
show
getting,
over, right? One
show's
bite.
over. One bite, you're done.
Yeah.
How did it go? That's it. Now you sell somebody a half a rack of ribs. Half a rack. Those ribs are great. They want devour.
Right.
6 bones of ribs.
Yeah.
That's their satisfaction.
Sure.
That's how you're going to get the.
Yep.
So it's.
All right, so here you go. Here's a question for you. Now, in your, like you mentioned, sides, and of course, they're important. All right, let me back up. I'm not talking about when you're selling on the truck. I'm talking when you're catering an event, right? Customer calls you up and says, hey, I want 2 meats and I want 2 sides or 3 sides. How do you prioritize that? Because obviously, there's a social piece to your catering, right? So if you got your people, your customers, your party goers talking about your food, that's what you want to do, right? So you don't, of course, baked beans, coleslaw, mac and cheese, almost a must. It's a top line seller. People ask for them all the time. But you said something, some street corn or something?
Mexican street corn?
Yeah, because it seems like for me, if you throw something in there sideways where you get people talking about your cook, now it's not just like, the barbecue was good. Now it's
something
like,
unique.
But
hey,
so
that
like
barbecue
I like
guy,
to
do you see what he did with that street corn? You know what I mean?
So a classic. Someone had told me.
Yep.
Now she's bought from me, and I've catered small events for her, but she's a friend of the family.
Yep.
And she's actually told me, listen, I've lived in Texas. I've lived in Austin, Texas for 15 years.
I love this.
And your barbecue can go up against any Texas barbecue that I've had in Austin, Texas.
Yeah. Congratulations. That's awesome.
So what she's told me is that basically all Texas barbecue is fabulous.
Yes.
Yeah.
All Texas barbecue is fabulous.
I would imagine so.
Yep.
Why do people go to that place instead of that place?
Yep.
And why do they go over here? Why do they travel over here? It's the sides.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's the sides. They have fabulous cornbread. Oh, their baked beans are awesome. I love what they do over here, and but the basics of barbecue, their ribs, their brisket, their pork, all is all consistent across the board.
Right. Yeah, no, good
But
point.
what draws them to that location
Yep.
is their sides.
I couldn't agree with you more, because here in the Northeast, you'll find that quite prevalent. They'll focus on the meats, but the sides kind of are a second thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are an afterthought. And they just kind of half-ass go about it.
Right.
Just to
No,
present.
it's a good point. It seems
Absolutely.
like in Texas, like everybody has brisket, everybody has those meats. Around here, you might not find as many barbecue places. And when you go, oh, brisket, like so I still talk to people, brisket, what's that? You don't know what brisket is. You don't know what barbecue is, right?
Right.
But no, for sure, the sides are what keep people talking. I can see that.
So we like to take, our two, we have coleslaw, but it's just not your ordinary cabbage with a sauce.
Okay. What is it?
We do an apple cranberry with toasted, honey toasted almonds.
Nice. That's a good.
In that.
You get a little sweet, a little crunch. You get a lot going on.
You got a lot of things.
It's complex.
You got a lot of different things going on.
Sure.
So, and then the Mexican street corn is something that it's just like, I don't know. It's just something that we developed, and and it's pretty popular. People really like it.
Yeah,
did you try it?
No, I did not that night. But I absolutely love Mexican street corn. I've done it myself. And
So Mexican street corn is basically a roasted ear of corn over an open fire, and then they just take mayonnaise and just
little
So
cotija
it's still on
cheese.
the cob, or do you cut it off the cob?
Huh?
Do you cut it off the cob and then make a salad out of it?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, but the street corn is this roasted corn.
Yes.
With the mayonnaise and the cotija cheese and the chili powder or smoked paprika, and all that.
Elote is the
and
Mexican word.
cojita cheese.
Okay, yep.
Nice. And we got that, and then the cilantro.
That's a winner.
Lime juice. So that's.
And I've seen Mexican street corn pizzas, flatbreads, that type of thing. There's so much you can do with that.
Yeah.
Different applications.
Yeah.
So I'll tee it up for you. I want these two guys to give you an understanding of what Bob and Tommy. Tommy was there at the event helping out. This past weekend was a wedding. Bob did a large wedding, I'd say, and I'd love to hear the food, the volumes of food and the food you had there, because, it was, I heard from Tommy how successful it was, and I saw pictures, which was amazing, especially that charcuterie board. That thing was amazing. So I want come on.
That thing stressed me out.
Yeah. So you can a lot of effort. You can lose a lot of money on a charcuterie board based on what you're investing. You know what I mean? But it was beautiful. It's huge. It was huge. Where'd you get the wood for that? That board?
I went to a local mill.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I called up the guy, and he's like, "Hey, why don't you come on in?"
I'm going to put a picture up here, folks, so you guys see it for sure.
That was what, 4 feet?
It's over 4 feet. It's
like 2 feet. It was like 2 inches thick. I watched them carry that. It must have been 100 pounds with all the charcuterie on top of that.
I don't know.
So it was blown away.
So the story behind the whole wedding is they reached out to me. They were having this country kind of themed reception for their wedding, and they wanted smoked meats.
Okay.
All right. And they were like, "Oh, our caterer, we're looking for a caterer, but most caterers don't do smoked meats, and we really want to." I said, "Slow down. You just want me to cook the smoked meats?"
Yeah.
They're like, I said, "Have you tried our sides?"
Yeah.
And then the bride was, she was great.
Yeah.
But she came to our food truck location.
Okay.
And she's trying the brisket, she's trying the ribs, and she's trying the chicken, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I want that, and I want that, and I want that." And then she asked about the sides. "Oh, I want that, and I want that."
That's cute.
And then she goes, "Oh, do you do beans?" So then one day I had to do beans for the truck. She came by, she tried beans, she tried the cornbread.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay. We met her on site.
Yeah.
We met her at the location in Foster.
Okay.
Beautiful barn.
Oh,
yeah. And did you take a tour of the barn?
I did. It was just, it was magnificent.
It's an incredible
a great
location.
venue, a great site, all wooded.
When you say barn, is it a restaurant barn, or is it a working barn, or what kind of barn is it?
It's a barn.
It's a barn. So
it probably was a working barn.
It was a working barn.
All,
There's the barn is it's got historical value
Yep.
in the town of Foster. It's actually 4 stories, But when if you look at the pictures, you'll see the picture. That's the third floor that the reception was held on.
Okay, cool.
There's an upper floor, which is like a loft, and then
There's something like
the second-
below ground level.
then there's the second second floor, which is horse stalls.
Yep.
Wow.
And then the very bottom is like, that was like the feed and all sort like the hay and storage and stuff like that. But it's a fabulous location.
Oh,
So, anyways, we met the bride and groom at the location.
Yeah.
And I just threw out the idea. I just asked a question. I said, "So, what are you doing for appetizers?" Mm-hmm. And she's like, "Oh, we just can't find anything we like."
Yeah.
And I said, "All right." I said, "Okay, I'm going to give you like 6 options. You pick 3 or 4."
Okay.
All right. And she actually, I cooked up, we just settled on 4, and she actually came, one was the charcuterie board.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I said, I would suggest these 3.
Right.
And I said, they are not heavy, they're very light, and they're good snacking foods.
Yeah, well, and I know what they are, but what were they?
So we did a grilled shrimp
Yep.
with garlic butter or Cajun butter.
Okay.
Okay. We did a bruschetta,
Nice. Yep.
and we did
Salmon.
we did a smoked salmon over smoked cream cheese and a little dill sprig and
On
whatever.
a cracker, which were delicious.
Fantastic.
So
And you were passing those?
yes, so
yeah.
we did past hors d'oeuvres
and that with the charcuterie
and that
board.
with the charcuterie board.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
So the big hit was the shrimp.
Yeah.
They were, I mean, my wife was passing those around and she was basically getting mugged as soon as she came out of the tent.
Yeah.
She was getting mugged and yeah.
Your poor
I was
wife.
Like, yeah.
Port Cindy's getting killed over there
Yeah.
over the shrimp.
So anyways, those are the appetizers, but I really stressed over the charcuterie board
yeah.
and I didn't know how much I needed.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm like,
Hey, this is the first time you ever done this, so
Well,
I'm amazed that you were able to plan this event, procure what you thought you were going to need. How did you?
I've
what
done an
formula
event-
did you use?
I've done an event before for
that many people?
For that many people, but
It was 120 people, by the way.
But it was
at this
sca-
wedding.
but it was scaled. The meats were scaled down.
Yep.
Okay, so I cooked for my son's Lake Forest lacrosse team.
Yep. I remember.
Okay, remember? And I actually went all the way out to Chicago, cooked for the team and the parents and everything like that. But that was pretty basic. There was no brisket. There was no ribs. I did pulled chicken, pulled pork, buns, and then the coleslaw and mac and cheese. I think that was it. Because they were really on a kind of a tight budget. And then I think I did cornbread.
Okay.
And stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I have cooked volume, but this was more because they wanted more.
Right.
Let's talk about the more for a minute. You did 3 full beef briskets, correct?
3-bit brisket.
You did 20 racks of ribs.
20 racks of ribs.
That's a lot of ribs. That's a lot of ribs.
Pork butts. Did you do 3?
4.
4 pork butts. The chicken legs were I don't know.
That was
how many-
40 pounds of chicken.
40 pounds of chicken legs.
40 pounds
What
of
else?
chicken.
Am I missing anything?
Well, the sides. The
sides?
I did three full pans of mac and cheese. I did two pans of coleslaw.
Yep. And-
2 pans of the corn salad.
beans.
2 pans of beans.
Yeah. And you had a salad bar in front of that.
And then a little kind of a salad
Yeah.
bar in front of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's a lot
you,
of food.
You executed that masterfully. For the very first time, it was there were no hiccups. I don't think that I didn't see anyways. Maybe I was just an observer and I was able to contribute. I actually was man the carving station for the brisket.
So I had that. So as I'm planning for this event,
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no way I can do this by myself.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's develop our team.
Yeah.
And I reached out to my good barbecue friend,
Timmy.
Tim.
He's awesome.
Okay.
Yep.
And then, like I said, I was stressing about the charcuterie.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, Tim, I said, all right, so while we're doing this, Tim, I'm going to have the women work on the charcuterie. He goes, no, you're not.
Yeah.
He goes, I was doing charcuterie boards before they were even a thing. He goes, you just get me all the stuff, and I will do your board.
Yeah.
So that was all Tim.
Yeah.
And when I arrived, they were halfway through building that charcuterie board, and I was just watching Tim, and he was taking those cold cuts, and he was like, choo, 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 like
Oh, yeah.
like a whiz. He's just banging through them like it was nothing. I'm like,
yeah.
what the
Cold
heck?
cut rosettes.
Yeah, all the little.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, we had sweet capicola, we had prosciutto, we had Genoa salami, we had pepperoni,
all kinds of
then
cheeses.
We had all the different cheeses. We had red grapes, white grapes,
You had jams like marmalade.
I had some jams on there.
It was magnificent. It was magnificent.
Did you make any money?
I don't even know. Probably not, because I asked people. So I kind of asked the group, like the world of catering,
Right,
You know, what do you charge for a charcuterie board?
Yeah.
And it just blew my mind that you would charge that much.
It's all expensive stuff.
But it's all expensive stuff.
Yeah.
But what people didn't understand is it was just a small portion of the event.
Yeah.
There was so much food.
Yeah.
I mean, when that tray, you want to know, I kind of was like, in my research, I needed so many pounds of cheese. I needed so many pounds of meat. I even cut that back in half.
Well, I mean, people can only eat so much, right?
Yeah. You want to know how much cheese and lunch meat and all I have left?
Yeah.
It's crazy. I could have done another board like that.
Oh, really?
Oh, you could have done another board?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
You're overbought in the process. I got you.
I cut what everybody was telling me in half.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
you know what? So Tommy and I were talking about the pictures you sent.
Yeah.
And one of the ways you water down or cheapen out a charcuterie board is like crackers, breadsticks, bread. You had none of that. You had meat and cheese.
Yeah.
Well,
Just meat and cheese from end to end.
Yeah.
well, you see, there was a problem with the crackers.
Oh.
They were forgotten.
They were forgotten.
They were forgotten.
Sitting back at the house on the counter.
All right.
Yeah, they
Well,
were.
that's what I was looking for, because I know a good deal, and I
Yes.
I put charcuterie boards for small guests, nothing
Yeah.
like that. And usually that's how you make a plate bigger. Is you add
Exactly.
Yes.
The kind of fillers.
Yeah,
Fillers type of
exactly,
thing.
exactly.
So,
and there was none in that board.
no, it was all
expensive
There were all
stuff.
home runs in that board.
Yeah.
There were no singles.
I think the grapes
doubles.
were the cheapest thing. I want that. No, I mean,
that's awesome.
I mean,
So the bride and groom were very happy.
very happy.
Good.
Very
Good.
happy. I mean, I was on Sunday. The family was there,
Yep.
picking up, cleaning up, returning the stuff that they had rented, and it was just like the accolades were just
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
I mean, people were.
I mean, you think about a wedding.
I don't eat
right?
brisket. I don't eat brisket. I don't eat much brisket, but I couldn't get enough of that brisket. And
awesome.
one person told me I'm not a meat eater, but man, it was delicious.
Yeah.
Good.
I have to say that I was on the brisket carving station, and it was the end of the line as far as the food was concerned. It was all the food, then me, and then the bar. And people were arriving at my location with a plate. I've never seen so much food on plates in all my life. I mean, the women, the older women, everybody was just, it was just, every time they approached me, I was like, where do you want me to put it? I was piling a big slice of brisket on top of everything else. And I'm telling you, they all enjoyed it. It was a big success.
What? I saw you trimming, and I want to just say thank you. You did an incredible job.
I loved it. I enjoyed it. I had fun.
I said, he's giving him burnt ends.
Yeah, I had a whole bunch of little burnt ends along the front.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
Tommy,
I'm telling you.
you killed it.
I loved it.
I said, I just set him up. We first gave Tommy a task.
Yep.
And when I came around the side, I went, oh my God, what the hell is he doing?
Yeah. Yeah, I was no good at it.
And then it was
I
like,
absolutely stunk at it.
All right. Next.
Yeah. I couldn't put together these little appetizers because there's too many fine motor skills.
And
too many little intrinsic
he goes,
things.
My fine motor skills, I
can't do that. Just get it out of here.
So
Give me a big slide of beef and I'll go to town. With it.
We switched gears with Tom. And
well, if there's one downside to serving and cooking barbecue at an event like that is it's not traditional, right? So everybody wants to try it, right? You go to a wedding and there's some baked chicken or there's something you had it a million times. You're like, I'm all good. I'm good. But when you see burnt end, I'll try. You know, give me some ribs. I'll have a chicken. Right. Like everybody's gonna try everything, so they end up with this birthday cake full of plates.
Yeah, and there were 120 guests, and I literally probably had 2 or 3 people at the most who actually asked, "Could you trim some of the fat away?" Really? Everybody else is like, "All in.
Send it in,
all in."
Yeah.
It was great. I just loved it. I loved.
Did they understand the lean and the juicy?
Not exactly. I was asking them that, but they didn't quite understand that. As a matter of fact, a few of the guests were like, "What's that, roast beef?" I'm like, "Wow." You know, they didn't really understand the what it was concept. All about. But
the concept of brisket.
I enjoyed interacting with everybody, and the entire, all the guests were just phenomenal. It was one big fun event, highly successful, and
that's cool.
I can't say enough about it.
Not to mention that it was like a family reunion for Tommy.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, you know.
Turns out you knew like half the group.
My wife is like,
in the end, it's still Rhode Island.
Yeah, it's Rhode Island. You know, names are dropped. Next thing you know a guy.
Yeah, there you go. So, that's exactly it. That's exactly it.
And that's just what happened.
All right, so now, huge success. That's great. Obviously, you want to do more of them. You'd rather do more of them in the holiday season, right? So you're not so stressed out with everything else going on.
So the way I look at it is, especially with a food truck, is come probably Thanksgiving, things are really going to slow down.
Sure.
All right. People aren't going to want to go to a food truck, December 10th. No,
not going to happen.
And go, oh, look, a food truck.
People in here.
Yeah. There, people around here, if the weather's New England weather, you don't even want to get out of your car. You want to go from the car to your house or from the car to the store, from your car to the restaurant. You want someplace warm.
Right.
Right. So I'm thinking that's so right now I'm counting on, book reservations, catering reservations.
Yeah. Hit them up. I'm telling you.
If you want,
you won't be sorry.
There's so the holidays coming up.
Folks, don't wait. I already, somebody called me up for some advice on not barbecue, but something else. And I said, look, book it now. If you wait for the holiday season, there's only so many Fridays in December prior to Christmas. And if you wait on a barbecue guy, you ain't going to find him. So book now. Absolutely.
Yeah. And and it's also football season.
Yeah.
And what I'd really like to start doing is taking small orders for tailgates.
Yep.
Sunday parties, things like that. And then you got the Super Bowl, but we're going to call it, the wife had a good name, football finger foods.
Oh, nice.
So we're going to do like armadillo eggs.
What doesn't Cindy do? Now she's your marketing specialist.
No, she's just a brain. She's all the ideas.
Yeah, good.
But anyways, but like all the finger foods that you'd like to have, burnt. I'd like a tray of burnt ends or
pork belly burnt ends. Even
pork belly burnt ends. Yeah. The egg rolls that I do, chicken wings.
Sure.
Just all that finger food stuff.
Let me ask you a question. I'm just thinking. I don't know. Could you ever DoorDash? Could you be on DoorDash and it'd be hard to prep for, huh? I guess. Could you though do that?
Well, the way I envision it is that you place your orders by Thursday if you want it for Sunday.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
So it's order ahead.
Yeah.
Or contact me, order ahead, and say, hey, I'm having how much for a half tray of egg rolls?
Yeah.
That feeds or what, that type of thing.
Sure. I got you.
2 dozen chicken wings.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And then we just set up a time of either pickup or delivery.
Cool.
Would you ever consider doing pig roast, whole hog, anything like that?
I don't have the equipment for it.
Resources yet.
Yeah, I don't. Not
we
yet.
got a Kahachina, but it's way too much work.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting there.
Yeah.
And plus, I've never done one.
Right.
I've watched a few videos
Right.
on how to cook and get something similar to a whole hog pork, but I haven't tried it.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
But
That's a tough one because
Yeah.
it's really a showpiece.
it really is.
If I go back 10 years, I used to do one for football teams, and we used to put in a cajina, which is just a wooden box, tin lined.
Yep.
And it works like a reverse oven. You put charcoals on top,
Yep.
and so I put about an 80 pound pig in there and cook it out. When you pull that pig out, other than a showpiece, you're really not getting lots of, I would still want to do like 6 butts somewhere else. And you know what I mean? Just to have
Right.
the
And
actual
that's
pulled
usually
pork.
kind of a little trade secret type of thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
is that when you're like, oh, you're doing an 80-pound pig. Okay, well, how much meat are you getting
you
off
don't-
an
you don't-
80-pound
Exactly.
pig?
The yield
Exactly.
isn't that great.
You're getting off an 80-pound pig. All right, so they throw in a couple
To
pork.
supplement,
They
to
throw in
supplement.
a couple pork butts on that
Right.
as well. To add to it.
All right.
Interesting.
Well, this is awesome. I'm so glad you're doing well. And
So our regular spot is in town of Chepachet, center of town.
yeah.
We're
What days are you there? When you say-
Wednesdays.
Every Wednesday.
Trying to be every Wednesday, weather dependent now.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we're in Foster
Okay.
at the watering hole on Route 101
Okay.
every Thursday.
Okay.
And then we got our special events. We got Pezza Farm. We got Barden Family Orchard.
Yeah.
And then actually we have some other events in Chepachet coming up as far as candlelight shopping. We were actually
yeah,
invited.
that's right.
We were actually invited to do that.
Nice.
So the best place to go and find out is to go to our webpage, www.bigbobbysq.com. And there's a lot of information on there. There's,
Great. That's exactly what I was going to ask you.
Hit him up.
Yeah,
Hit
we'll
him
definitely
up.
we'll put that in our description box too, so you guys have
also
it.
follow us on Facebook.
Yeah.
Because I post a lot of things, of our events and where we're going to be on Facebook.
Awesome. Well, I'm very proud of you. You not that you relied on me at all, but you and I did talk at the very beginning of the season about you wanting to do this and kind of, you're kind of juggling it in your mind, like which way to do things. And, you're actually kind of nervous about it. So I'm so glad now to see the other side of it and having all the success.
Yeah.
And I just have the feeling that you're going to be balls out this holiday season with reservations. So that'll be great.
That would make my wife very happy.
Awesome. Awesome.
Great. Well, thanks, Bob. Thanks for being here. Thank you guys for joining us again another
you.
Friday. And
Like, share, and subscribe.
thank you, Tommy. I always forget. And eat some barbecue, please.
And eat some barbecue.
Take care.
So long.